coming to you live from Cruiser Stadium at Groveport-Madison High School for an away game here with the Big Walnut Golden Eagles and the Groveport-Madison Cruisers. Big Walnut fresh off of a 47-0 trouncing over Dayton Dunbar, but the Groveport-Madison Cruisers are hungry for a tick in the win column for the first time this season. I've got Josh Anderson in the booth with me once again. Stay with us for the complete Air Systems Heating and Cooling LLC pregame show coming up next.
Looking for the best high school sports coverage in Ohio? You found it right here on the OH Report. From the field to the court, we've got it all. OH Report brings you local coverage like nobody else in the area, live and free. Follow OH Report now and never miss a moment of the action. Don't just watch, be a part of the game with OH Report, the future of local sports.
This place means everything to us. This is where we come together. We do all of our birthdays out here. We grill hamburgers and hot dogs. We eat fish. I was about to give up. I was about to think that the property wasn't going to become mine. Rural First specializes in solving the problems. I made the call, and the rest is history. It was done. It made everything easy. Questions answered, walked me through the process. It was done. When I'm here, just feel peace. That's all it means to me. Peace.
Live and free coverage of Big Walnut Athletics, proudly presented by the Sunbury Fraternal Order of Eagles, serving the community since 1898.
You're strong, you're valued, you're loved, and we're just so happy to have you here.
This event is one of the greatest things ever, to see community come together and see people pay tribute to those that they love and those that they've lost.
Whatever it is you're going through, whatever it is you've been through, you don't have to go through it alone.
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
Bryce Cutter with the OH Report, and we are coming to you live from Cruiser Stadium here at Groveport-Madison High School, and we are bringing you the Complete Air Systems Heating and Cooling LLC pregame show. And, of course, I've got in the booth with me, like always, Josh Anderson. Josh, how you doing?
Hey, Bryce.
And getting into some Week 3 action, last of the conference play. You're familiar with high school football, how these situations feel. What's typically the message coming into this, knowing that this is an important game, but you've got so many more ahead of you?
Definitely. You want to go in each game like it's your last, right? Especially if you're Groveport right now, you know, you haven't won a game, you're a little desperation, you know, clock's ticking. You kind of, those warning signs are, if you want to at least finish above 500, you want to start winning some games here soon.
Absolutely, and let's go ahead and start off with our team spotlight for Big Walnut, as they are the away side tonight. And so far on the year, 1-1, no conference games yet. And you highlighted the strong run offense and defense, but particularly the skill positions are really strong.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, last week it was just on display of like everything that's on display right there, which is just like the run offense of Big Walnut. It was unstoppable last week, and the skilled players like Brody Hatfield they're gonna need some big games and some big plays to win this one tonight.
Go ahead and take a look at our player spotlight, and it is the tight end Owen Pollock, the senior, also on the basketball team, one of the leaders there. He's a versatile, balanced tight end, where great blocker, but also seen him come up with a couple of really big catches and a touchdown in Week 1 against Watterson as well.
Yeah, definitely. I think they have their most success, especially of such a strong run offense. It's kind of building on that play action right there and giving him opportunities to make a play.
So as the Cruisers make their way onto the field, let's go ahead and take a look at our keys to victory for the Big Walnut Golden Eagles tonight. And Josh, you said they're going to need to run the ball efficiently, something they're good at, but also staying disciplined on defense. Explain that a little bit.
Yeah, staying disciplined on defense is just, you know, as you're getting that defense into predictable situations, it's like 3rd and long, 3rd and 8. It's just staying disciplined on your defensive backs, staying disciplined in your pass coverage, not taking those plays off, you know, because if you fall asleep, sometimes they can catch you napping sometimes, Bryce.
And if you're curious about the pajamas, it is pajama night here at Cruiser Stadium. Let's go ahead and take a look at our schedule for Big Walnut for the remainder of the season. And taking on Groveport-Madison tonight. Next, they're going to be at Delaware Hayes, so the trip across 71 to Westerville South, Worthington Kilbourne North, Dublin, and rounding out the season at Westland. As they make their way onto the field, it's time for our team spotlight for the Groveport-Madison Cruisers as the home team. 0-2 on the season so far for them. They're a physical up-front team, that seasoned secondary, and a strong defensive front. A lot of seniors on this squad now.
Yeah, definitely. And with these seniors, they're going to have to kind of take a step forward and kind of lead their team into a victory here if they want to make some noise this season tonight, Bryce. I think they have a pretty good team. They had some pretty close games so far this season. They just haven't been able to find the right answers towards the end of the game. But I think, you know, that could change tonight. They fine-tune a lot of the things that they were mistakes in the last 2 games.
Getting a look at both sides make their way onto the field. Taking a look at our player spotlight for the Cruisers. And it's Baker Bowden, the quarterback, only a junior, but a flex quarterback, that strong pocket presence, but can do so much. And as a younger guy, a junior, when you're in such a tough skill position, how do they kind of manage that pressure and manage those situations and those expectations?
You know, just having that discipline, just great coaching, have a great support system around you. From my understanding, that the quarterback here it's not his first time starting, so he's been here around the block. He's a little seasoned. He knows what to expect. You know, probably hasn't seen these lows yet in the season, but this is what makes you a great player. You know, it's getting that experience, and he's definitely been taking a lot of reps, and he's kind of due to have a big game here, Bryce.
Taking a look at our keys to victory for the Cruisers, and you said they're going to need to have a good day up front against the likes of Nolan Burley, Owen Pollock, Eli Stump, so many guys, and also take control of that game early.
Yeah, and I mean, that was kind of a double entendre, too. Like, you need to have a good day up front, both offensively and defensively, Bryce. Kind of offensively, just being able to push around the guys on Big Walnut's defense to have a good day and be able to take hold of the game and to really just take charge of it. I think that's the key, one of the big keys to success. And on the other side of the ball, like on defense, just kind of stopping those guys you just said, right? They're gonna have to have a great day. Front seven's gonna have to have a great day for them to kind of make Big Walnut uncomfortable. So it's gonna be interesting to see how that's gonna unfold today.
Getting a look for the first time tonight at Big Walnut as they make their way onto the field, wrapping things up on our Complete Air Systems Heating and Cooling LLC pregame show.
Number 23, Josiah Foster.
Just a few seconds remain. Sun setting towards the press box, but the overcast covering it just nicely. Game time at 78 degrees.
A wonderful day for football today.
Absolutely.
Doesn't get better than this in Ohio.
It doesn't. I was a little worried about the rain. We are outside, but didn't have to deal with the rain tonight.
Exactly. After watching that Cowboys-Eagles game last night,
Yeah.
I was a little wary of that rain delay.
Kick is away along the left hash marks. Fielded around the 10, seeing some space. Now breaking outside, it's Josiah Foster. There's a flag towards the tackle.
Yeah, it might look like a nice little horse collar right there, Bryce.
Take another look here. Yeah, got him by the shoulder pad to bring him down. And some discussion.
A lot of laundry on the field, man. A lot of laundry.
Oh.
The call is holding against the Cruisers.
So a holding call against the Cruisers will back them up.
They retain possession, first down and 10. Ball being placed at the 24-yard line.
So that will start them all the way back on the 24 after a healthy run from Josiah Foster. Now setting up out of the gun is our player spotlight tonight, the quarterback Baker Bowden. Wide out on either side of him. The snap, hands it off to Foster. Foster immediately wrapped up around the line of scrimmage and brought down for maybe a gain of 1.
Jojo Foster on the carry for the Cruisers, brought down by number 74, Matt Green.
Yeah, that was a great play. Just get the jitters out. Simple inside run right there, Bryce. Pretty desperate to start the game.
You were a fullback yourself, so you're very accustomed to that hard-nosed, face-forward kind of football.
Definitely. Sometimes, especially that first play, you just gotta get a feel for the defense, see how they're feeling, see what they ate for breakfast sometimes.
Rolling out to his right, the throw finds Jackson. Jackson brought down about a few yards short of the first down marker, and it'll bring up third down.
Yeah, that's a really nice play right there. Play action and play off that first down run right there. Nice gain. Put them definitely more third down than manageable for Groveport. It'd be interesting to see. They're kind of in that real kind of awkward position. They could go for a run right now, or they could go for a pass. I wouldn't be surprised if they try to at least keep them honest and might go for a run that's this short, but we'll see, especially with the trips outside.
So with the man on his left hip and 2 wide receivers out, looking for a receiver, finds one in the backfield. It's Foster. Foster hit and brought down, credit the tackle to Jake Neff. That will move the chains, though, so that brings up a first down.
Yeah, right there. Sometimes you need to get your players in space right there. So yeah, the receivers kind of clear it out, give the running back a nice little chance to make a little play and pick up the first down right there. Good play by Groveport.
still in the huddle. Now they break into the line. Puts a man in motion under center this time, just hands it off to the fullback, who can't get anywhere, pushed back but stays on his feet. The forward progress ruled him down.
It's interesting, you know, Groveport's been kind of coming out this first drive in a lot of various different looks, trying to catch Big Walnut on their heels right now, Bryce.
Second down and 12.
So 2nd and 12, they'll have to get it up to the 45 to convert it to the first down. I don't see a play clock around here. Now the snap, hands it off up the middle, hit at the knees, stays up, spins around, and is finally wrapped up and brought down.
Foster on the carry, brought down by number 14.
Yeah, best run by the Groveport tonight so far, and seems like they're trying to move those chains, and looked like that was just overall just great blocking up front by Groveport.
So really utilizing that halfback position, both in the pass in the backfield, but also, of course, the run too.
Yeah, definitely. It's just nice to get your halfback started early. It's going to be a long game for both teams, so be able to have some success, get his legs loose. It's always nice.
3rd and 2. Need it to the 45. Wide receiver's on his right now. Defensive line splits. Handing it off once again to Foster, who picks up the first down and about 5 more. Some good running to stay on his feet.
Yeah, that's textbook ball right there, Bryce. You know, they say if you average at least 4 yards a game, 4 yards a down, that's a first down. You know, so it seems like the running back is definitely getting a little more comfortable as the series is going on. And I was interested to see, you know, if they didn't get that right there, I wouldn't be surprised they were going to go for it. Right?
Yeah.
4th,
So now just across the 50 into Big Walnut territory.
It's like Big Walnut's trying to bring some more pressure.
Rolling out to his right on the play action, finds a receiver all alone. Jake Neff is going to argue that that's incomplete. We'll see as it is ruled incomplete. Take another look here. Tough to see with the cornerback in the way, but I think the argument was that he used the ground as kind of a way to corral the ball.
Yeah, you know, so the receivers do that from time to time. Sometimes kind of have to, you know, they get into the drama class, got to play it off real quick. But right there, that play right there, Bryce, you know, that's what I said. You got to stay disciplined for Big Walnut. That play action, gotta trust your eyes. Gotta trust your eyes. He was wide open. He was running routes on air. That's not good early on.
We'll look for a receiver again. Throws it across the middle, bobbles it. He's drilled over the middle, but hangs on to it. Just short of a first down by about 2 yards. It brings up another 3rd down situation.
You know, give credit to Groveport. They're coming out and they're like letting the playbook loose. Run, pass. It seems like everybody, like especially Baker, he's definitely spreading the wealth among his weapons out among on the field. So it's kind of interesting to see. We do not know who's going to get the ball, and that's really nice to see from his offense. It's very balanced.
Well, something similar to Big Walnut where they just have so many weapons in the backfield. We'll look to pass again, stepping up in the pocket, sees some space, picks up the first down and some daylight. Now crossing the 15, looking for the slide, but stays on his feet and finally brought down at the 10 inside the red zone.
And that's how we do it. We knew it was going to come. We just didn't know where. Baker came in, coming in something nice. As he kind of dissects the defensive line up front from Big Walnut, going through the line and scrambling. Great pickup. And that's one of those things from Big Walnut. You got, like I said, you got to stay disciplined. It's real easy, especially up front. When you see the quarterback, you can kind of get out your lanes. You got to stay up front. You got to keep discipline because all it takes is that crease when these athletic quarterbacks to take it on the other side of the field. And that is something that you cannot have if you want to be successful in defense tonight.
The pitch out to his right. Foster stays on his feet, is finally brought down, but a flag is going to come in from all the way in the end zone towards the tackle.
Foster had to carry on the toss for the Cruisers, brought down by TJ Miner, number 99 for Big Walnut.
So discussion about the flag. Now the ruling will come.
There's a flag on play.
Oh, a face mask ruled against Big Walnut.
You know, plays like that, mistakes like that can definitely result in 7 points if you're on defense. You gotta be careful, especially when you get close to here within the goal line.
So that puts the ball on the 4. Getting the signals over from the sideline.
It's first down and goal, Cruisers.
We got a timeout.
I think it's an official timeout to clarify what the down is.
Yeah.
The officials have called timeout.
And so we'll resume play. Now with just about 3.5 yards to go towards the end zone.
I wouldn't be surprised to do a nice read option here.
Foster once again fighting, but it looks like he'll be stopped just short at about the 1 or 2 yard line.
Goes JoJo Foster.
Look at that replay. As you can see, Baker kind of lean into that handoff right there. Keep an eye out for that read option later down in the game, Bryce. I'm telling you, he's going to pull it. It's going to be, and as Big One, you're going to stay disciplined for that down the road.
So that makes it second and goal. Not much left to go. Loading up the box for Big Walnut. Handing it off once again to Foster. They will say he is short. So that brings up third and goal as just probably a half yard to go.
Once again for the Cruisers.
And kudos to Big Walnut right there. Bending but not breaking on defense. Hopefully they can, we'll see if they can pull through the next down, but so far so good for Big Walnut. It's kind of learning from earlier in the series, staying disciplined and kind of pull up their pants a little bit and say, hey, no more.
It's like a whole bunch of guys in there quick, but right off the edge. Looks like Clint Stover was the one. Once again at the goal line, only about a half to go. Third and goal, it's a QB sneak. They take him and they say maybe the ball is loose. And they
touchdown.
Do give him the touchdown.
By Baker Bowden, the ball comes loose, lines up in the end zone. It is a touchdown.
Taking another look, all the beanies come out onto the field. But they do say he crosses it after the fumble.
And, you know, sometimes it's not always pretty when you get across that goal line, but all that matters is you get 6 points, right?
Right, and the payoff for that drive, it was a long one, started all the way on the 24, burned about 8 minutes off the clock.
If you're Groveport, that's exactly what you need, right? You're at home. You lost a couple, close was the last 2 weeks. Just to go out there and show them, hey, we can do this. You're on our turf. If they want to get this big one and wants to get this win, they're going to have to do a little something extra they haven't done in the past.
One possession, one score. The lead is with Groveport-Madison after just one drive. Stay with us.
Find more than a place to rent. Find a place to call home with the Champion Companies. Be part of a community where our team goes above and beyond because we want you to love where you live. Visit livewithchampion.com now and see how you can make the district at Berkshire your new home.
So back after 8 minutes of play here in the first quarter, and it wound up in a score for Groveport-Madison after a 76-yard drive, and they were able to work it down to third down, but really big plays is what kept that drive alive.
Exactly, and it's like, I was thinking about it during the break. It seems like Big Walnut was just always on their heels, always kind of never being able to get comfortable. Like you said, has a lot of third and shorts, but weren't able to get off the field. Hopefully the next time when defense get out, they're able to get a nice 3 and out, but you gotta be disciplined. You have to stay strong in those situations. You want to get some wins.
Hatfield fields it at the 5. Now with space, crossing all the way across the 50 with the juke move, brought down inside of Cruiser territory, and they will begin with excellent field position.
Yep, this is the third of the game there, Bryce. Special teams. This is when people go get their pops, they go get their popcorn, but this is one of the biggest difference makers in the football game right now.
Last year I was in a practice with Big Walnut, and I heard so much Curtis Krager, the head coach for Big Walnut, talking about those special teams opportunities and even citing games where, yes, our offense played good, yes, our defense played good, but really it was our special teams that put us over the top, and that's a really kind of particular mindset to really take every opportunity seriously.
Hey, that's one of the things that my old coach used to say. It's a third of the game, so if you don't treat it with that respect, you're going to lose a lot of close games.
Burley with power, pushed backwards before he's finally brought down. It looks like it's going to be a loss. No, they will give him the credit for the 2 yards. It was a late whistle, but pickup of about 3.
Sometimes when you're offense, you kind of have that long, methodical drive. You get a little antsy. You kind of like, hey, I'm ready to go. Especially like a game like last week for Big Walnut. I feel like every series was a 3 and out for them. So that was kind of like the first time in a long time they had to kind of sit on the sideline for a bit and kind of watch your defense kind of get pummeled a little bit down the field.
And a low pass to Brody Hatfield is incomplete, uncharacteristic of quarterback Eli Stumpf. But all the same, it leads to a 3rd and long, 3rd and 8 to be exact. They'll have to get it up to, looks like, the 33 to convert the first down.
It's going to be really interesting to see, Bryce, with Big Walnut. This is definitely a passing situation. Interesting to see what they're going to come out in.
Stumpf all alone in the backfield, will look for a receiver, rolling out to his right, still looking for a man towards the marker. Not going to be enough. It looks like he's going to be about 2 or 3 yards short, depending on where they rule this. It'll bring up 4th down.
Yeah, Bryce, that was a great effort by Stumpf right there. They didn't really see anything. Nothing was really progressing. Everything like all the receivers are kind of had that blanket over them. They're pretty covered. Able to pick up some of his legs right there. That's what you need to do. Keep the drive alive.
Well, I think that is potentially an addition to Stumpf's game, where he runs through the progression, but he gets outside the pocket. If he doesn't see anything, he'll throw it away. Kind of interesting to see him run there when he's typically known for that pocket presence.
Yeah, you can kind of see in his face right there. As the receivers are going, he's like, not there, not there. And as you kind of have a timer as quarterback, it kind of went off. He said, you know what, I better get going or something bad's going to happen, right?
So 4th and 2, a big situation. Subbing out Hatfield for Rigg, going with size to Burley. Burley, nowhere to go, staying on his feet, and he gets the first down and about a yard more.
And shout out to Burley. You can definitely tell he probably got an extra sandwich after school today, and that probably helped him right there.
Number 97.
And so they needed to get to the 33.
Officials call timeout. This one.
Official timeout.
Uh-oh. It's looking like we're going to have the chain gain out.
I don't think that was the best spot either.
Yeah,
he fell forward.
Originally, look, he got it there, Bryce, but that spot does not look really endearing if you're Big Walnut.
We do have the benefit of the replay, but out comes the chain gang. Looks like some high school kids. Officials take it and
oh,
some tripping. And they do end up picking up the first down. And so just by inches, we have a district at Berkshire first down.
By the hair on his chinny chin chin, Bryce.
Yeah. So just able to grind it across the first down marker. They'll have a new set marked down on the 33.
All right, if you're Big Walnut, that definitely is a confidence booster, right?
Yeah.
You got the fourth down, all right? What kind of, like, hey, we got this far. We're not just going to fold in. I'm interested to see how they're going to come out, especially this next play, Bryce.
Now taking it out on the play action. Pollock, the intended receiver, but it's off its hands and into the hands of a Cruiser.
Yeah.
That one there looks like Shepard.
That's classic tape drill right there. You know, if you're Big Walnut, hit both of his hands. You gotta catch it. That's the rules. I don't make them. But you know, kudos to Groveport for catching that and making the play on that, for kind of energizing their defense. Kind of a little redemption right there after that fourth down conversion. And I'm pretty sure that was a big guy too, if I'm not mistaken.
Take another look at it.
Looked like it was a nice little tight end screen right there.
Yeah, and it just like looks like it was just a little bit high, maybe a little bit too much mustard as well.
A little too much Hines on that bad boy.
So 2:48 remaining here in the first quarter. Handing out to Foster. Foster is thrown to the ground around the 25-yard line, so he'll be taken down for a loss of about 5.
Ooh, you're Big One, and that was an escort service right there. They kind of just let them came through for the defensive line, and as soon as that running back caught the ball, he had 4 or 5 Big One guys in his face, Bryce.
TJ Minor on the case. Credit him with the tackle for loss. Minor, the 6'2" defensive lineman. So lining up for the 2nd and 13. Snap. Steps up in the pocket with some space and a blocker over the middle. Finds a receiver. And able to pick up a huge gain after that one.
Look at the poise by Baker right there as he's progressing through the field. As he was about to take it up for a run, kudos to him for able to keep his eyes up front and be able to find a man downfield. That's a lot, as we talked about earlier. That's a season. That's the experience that's coming into for Baker. You don't make those plays if you're a first-year kind of guy, Bryce. It's been around the block a couple times, like you said.
Absolutely. So inside of 2 minutes here in the first quarter. 1 yard into Golden Eagle territory. The snap rolling out to his right once again. Looking for that receiver, has some time, throws it over. We'll see if they give it to him, and they do. He stays in bounds, so the clock will continue to run, but he'll get a first down.
Man, Groveport loves this play action pass, and it seems like, Big Walnut just not able to find an answer for it right now. But once again, credit to Baker. He's able to get in there, go through his progressions, make the right play. And that's what you got to do as a quarterback. Once again, the receiver didn't have not many people around him. It's kind of just him and the numbers on the grass.
So now a look to pass once more. Trouble in the pocket, but he rolls out. Brought down, and they'll limit the gain to just a few yards, and it'll bring up second down.
And look, I know this might sound like I'm really gassing Baker up right here, but you have to give kudos when kudos is due. The way he's just progressing through this defense at this current time, I thought it was kind of Thanksgiving because he's kind of carving up the defense right now, Bryce.
And so a timeout called by the Cruisers with 43 seconds remaining in the first quarter.
If you're Big Walnut, it's got to be a little frustrating, right? And those 2 plays for those long scrambles on defense, you're doing everything right, but you have to stay disciplined. For a quarterback with his type of skill set, you got to keep everything in front of you. I wouldn't be surprised going forward. We'll see Big Walnut play a little bit more zone.
So taking a look already at some of the stats, Baker Bowden with 30 rushing yards and a rushing touchdown, followed by Josiah Foster, but really it's been the passing. It's found Treadwell once, Newell Jr. once, as well as Jahill Jackson twice.
Spreading the wealth. I know his receivers are going to buy him cookies next week in line at lunch.
And a rare sight offensively for Big Walnut, limited to just 10 yards so far here in the first quarter.
Still early for Big Walnut. Haven't been able to find that rhythm. Has seen some sparks on offense that you should be able to be proud of. But we all know the big but. You got to take care of the ball.
Yeah, and I mean, I think a couple of them where the receivers had space, just the throw was offline, cost them in a couple of opportunities there.
Yeah, even that tight end screen, you know, it looked like the right play call, but you got to put it on the money.
So a first down once again by Bowden. Will keep it with his feet.
And then once again, like we said, it's going to be that discipline. Stay up front for the Big Walnut front seven. He knows he's a little slippery. You know, when somebody's a little slippery, you got to put your gloves on to make sure they don't get away. So as much as it might seem enticing to go chase him, you kind of have to stay in your lane. Be disciplined. Keep your eyes on his hips and make the tackle, make the play if the opportunity presents itself. Easier said than done. Trust me. I knew that. Trust me. It's easier said than done. But if you want to win this game, that's what you're going to have to do. Because right now he's kind of having his way with the defense at the moment.
Up the middle. Another first down, moving the chains.
JJ Foster on the carry for the Cruisers.
And once again, Big Walnut is in this position. Always kind of backpedaling, not able to set their feet down and play strong defense. When your quarterback is kind of doing this all series, you're kind of being a little hesitant. You're playing reactive football, right? You don't want to play reactive football. You want to be sure of your mistakes. You want to make at least, if you're going to make a mistake, you want to at least make 110 miles per hour.
And it looks like they will just walk off the remainder of the first quarter here. So Groveport-Madison Cruisers leading the way at home 7-0 over Big Walnut. Stay with us for second quarter action coming up next.
This place means everything to us. This is where we come together. We do all of our birthdays out here. We grill hamburgers and hot dogs. We fish. I was about to give up. I was about to think that the property wasn't going to become mine. Rural First specializes in solving the problems. I made the call, and the rest is history. It was done. It made everything easy. Questions answered, walked me through the process. It was done. When I'm here, just feel peace. That's all it means to me. Peace.
Live and free coverage of Big Walnut Athletics, proudly presented by the Sunbury Fraternal Order of Eagles, serving the community since 1898.
Back for second quarter action here at Cruiser Stadium, where Big Walnut just about 9 yards away. A flag thrown from almost every official on the field.
Look like a false start here. Look like that shift from Big Walnut kind of got Groveport moving a little too early to the party.
Will definitely take the yards as it backs him up to the 14 on the 5-yard penalty. First and goal, but long to go.
And goal from the 14.
Well, this definitely complicates things if you're Groveport, right? Not ideal, but the way they've been moving the ball, it's going to be interesting to see what they're going to do.
I mean, with their red zone drive last time, it's almost like they prefer the space.
Right.
Foster brought down by a whole host of bodies. It looks like it was Eli Helton who finally did the job and pulled him down.
And that's a good defensive stand right there by Big Walnut. Staying disciplined, staying in front of the running back, taking account of Baker as a runner as well. Good position to be if you're Big Walnut. You just got to stay disciplined right here. See what they're going to call. Watch out for the play action pass.
Play action has been the dagger in Big Walnut so far. I mean, just the decision making and the ability to find open space.
Definitely.
Looking to pass, has all the time in the world, stepping up in the pocket, will look to take it himself, is finally pushed down from behind. An important tackle there from Landon Doan.
And that's it, right? That's what we've been talking about like the last, what, 15 minutes? If you're Big Walnut, you gotta stay disciplined. Keeping them in front of you. It looked like that was a little bit of a zone play right there. As you said, if they're going to be running a lot of man, the DBs are going to have their back towards Baker. That's kind of no bueno, right? So I think if you're Big Walnut here, 3rd and long, I wouldn't be surprised they come on like maybe a cover 2, cover 3, but definitely a zone to keep their eyes on the Baker.
Looking towards the end zone. It's short. Brody Hatfield contesting. No flag seen, and they will rule it incomplete.
Definitely. And they definitely did come out in a zone look right there. As you can see, all the DBs have their eyes on Baker. Not let him get anything cheap underneath or anything like that. Making them play true to themselves. Great play by the DB right there to break that up. And what kind of made a situation look really bleak for Big Walnut's defense, I would consider this a win if they hold them to 3 or if I can block a kick right here, Bryce.
Officially, it's 32 yards. The kick is up and easily through. So now a 2-score game as the field goal puts Groveport-Madison up 10-0 over Big Walnut. Stay with us.
Find more than a place to rent. Find a place to call home with the Champion Companies. Be part of a community where our team goes above and beyond because we want you to love where you live. Visit livewithchampion.com now and see how you can make the district at Berkshire your new home.
Bryce Coder, Joshua Anderson with the OH Report, joining you after a field goal from Groveport-Madison and the kick leading to a touchback. So a big situation here, 10 minutes remaining in the second quarter, and we're starting to get the feel that they really need a score.
Definitely want to get a score, at least if you can get a touchdown, at least get 3, right? If you're Big Walnut, you know, I would say, hey, if you can, take your time, right? You get ball at half. It seems like Groveport likes to bleed the clock a lot, right? So you want to be real particular in your play call here to not put yourself behind the chains and off schedule, because that can be really detrimental to you and your team, especially going into half. Because you hate to see if Groveport gets a quick 3 and out and get another quick score here. That's kind of going to put you in a really big ditch.
So they'll kick things off with Eli Stumpf under center, handing it off to Burley, picking up a nice block. Just hit at the legs. They say that that one's going to be ruled down officially. I do think that's the right call, but we have the benefit of the instant replay, so let's take a look.
And look at Burley, just explosive through that line.
Oh, yeah, the ground definitely forced the fumble there.
Yes, definitely did. Hit the carpet before.
So a healthy gain of 8 for Burley will lead to a 2nd and short. Handing it off to Burley once again, who fights across the first down marker and gains a few more yards, so the chains will move and we'll have another District of Berkshire first down.
Okay, all right, and if you're a Big Walnut, this is what you like to see. Burley seems like he's getting a little comfortable. As you can see, as he's kind of popping up from these tackles, you can kind of see how he's rolling his shoulders real quick. That's a good sign. You can definitely tell the Big Walnut guys, big guys up front, are kind of getting a little comfortable, getting ready to hopefully make a big hole here for Burley.
Handing it off to Burley. Burley shaking off one. Another healthy gain. Looks like he'll pick up about 7 on this one. Another look on our Reichert Express Sunbury instant replay.
You can look at those blocks right there up front, as you can see. You know it's a good block when you can see your linemen, their butts are kind of point towards you right there. That's always a good sign you're running back.
So it brings up 2nd and 4. They give him 6 yards officially, now alone in the backfield. Stumpf will look to pass, finding Hatfield, crossing the first down marker and more, crossing into Cruiser territory before he's finally rolled over onto around the 45.
And that's great right there. That's a nice complimentary football right there. The running game's kind of coming to hold, right? That takes a little pressure off your quarterback. You can see Stumpf feeling a little more comfortable. That was a pass early on in the season or early on in the game that he didn't connect on. Great to get connected to one of your safe bets and receivers right there, Bryce.
So 2 receivers out to his left, 1 in the slot to block, it looks like. Flag is thrown.
It looks like a free play for Big Walnut. Offsides, maybe?
Maybe. We'll see if we can get a look at that on our instant replay. But they're going to call it against. It's like Big Walnut as they back up.
Illegal procedure to call against Big Walnut.
Yeah, that'll get you. That'll get you right there.
Number 44 on the tackle for Cruisers. Penalty takes them back 5.
So that backs them all the way back up into their own territory again on their own 48.
First down.
It's going to be interesting to see what the play call is going to be here for Big Walnut. You're kind of a little behind schedule right now. The run has been working, but if the run doesn't work right here, it kind of could put you in a real awkward spot here, Bryce.
And having trouble with the snap. Stumpf looking for space and doesn't find any. Makes a bad situation worse as they're back about another 5 yards.
You know, my dad always tells you when it rains it pours sometimes. And as you can see it, they just keep going backwards. Oh, brother, yeah. Seemed like there was just kind of a miscommunication with the snap right there, Bryce.
Yeah. So a mistake from Big Walnut will set him back. It makes it officially 2nd and 21. They'll have to make it all the way to the Cruiser 37 to get the first down.
Well, if they're off schedule before, they're definitely late now, right? So this is going to be an interesting play call if you're Big Walnut. Definitely can see why they want to kind of take a time out to think about this a little longer.
So we'll take a quick break. Stay with us for the remainder of the second quarter.
Find more than a place to rent. Find a place to call home with the Champion Companies. Be part of a community where our team goes above and beyond because we want you to love where you live. Visit livewithchampion.com now and see how you can make the district at Berkshire your new home.
Injuries.
So a flag is thrown on that one as Nolan Burley gets past the original line of scrimmage. A horse collar tackle as we can take another look here.
Yeah, look how he's got in space right there. Getting your playmakers to make plays right there.
Oh, the front and the back of the horse collar.
Yeah, but just like that, they're back on time.
And so a really bad situation for Big Walnut. Now leads to a first down on the 29 of the Cruisers, knocking on the door of the red zone.
The coaches of Big Walnut definitely caught their breath after that one, Bryce.
Yeah. Burley taking off. A truck stick against the tackler, and he's finally pushed out after a pickup of about 5. Another look here on our Reichert Express Sunbury instant replay.
Well, if it's not broke, why fix it? Like, oof! Oh, my goodness. Burley showing us once again why he's Burley. Definitely tell he's been in the weight room this offseason, Bryce.
It's like doing sled drills against an oak tree.
Oh, my goodness. Nice little forearm to the chest always does you wonders.
So 2nd and 6. They'll need to make it to the 29. The snap, all alone in the backfield, rolling. No, finds a receiver. It's Burley who's hit right around the first down marker. They will rule him, I believe, just short.
This is a great read by Stumpf. Nothing crazy, simple, short. It's not going to make the highlight reel, but let he catches 1, 2, 3, hit your receiver in the chest, right?
So now hurry up offense, 3rd and 1. Hands it off to Burley, who gets the 1. And they fight him back. They officially rule it a first down. And so definitely getting the forward progress against the 29.
Definitely. And you guys see Groveport. They're getting kind of agitated. Burley's going to be having his way this series, right?
We talked about it all season long last year. The freight train that is Big Walnut's offense, perhaps having some coal thrown in the engine.
You definitely see them revving up right now. Whatever trains do. I'm not a train master.
Chug-a-chug.
Chug-a-chug. Choo-choo.
So on the 18, officially in the red zone, handing it off to Hatfield on the jet sweep across the 10, looking for space, and able to pick up some good yardage as there's contact along the sideline.
And that was great by Hatfield right there, especially on the sweep. You want to get onto that edge. As he got to the edge, you kind of saw a whole bunch of red jerseys right there, able to cut back in. That is what you want to do. Great play by Hatfield.
Linebacker Sammy Ali fell along the sideline, made contact with the Groveport coach. He apologized profusely, and they said, "You're good, brother."
It's all part of the game.
So Stumpf handing it off to Burley. And across the end zone for a touchdown.
And that's how you do it. Reward your running back because he got you down there, right? Hats off to Burley, making the plays, making the cut within the tackles. Man, that kid's special, so I'm telling you.
Well, definitely a well-earned one, as they really had to work this down, facing a 2nd and 21, but fought all the way back as we get another look at the Burley touchdown. Table-topped him a little bit, but got the extra yard as he fell across the goal line.
And if you're Big Walnut, that's great. You know, kind of looking at from week 1, going back to Waterston. You know, they got hit in the mouth. And for them to respond when things are looking kind of bleak, especially taking that much time off the clock as well, hey, that's exactly what you want. And that's exactly what you need to do going forward if you want to get a W, Bryce.
So some sort of line infraction. We'll talk it over. We'll take another look here. No call officially yet about what that was. Yeah, it looks like they drew the offense off, but they're, I think, having a conversation about the down move that the offensive line or the kicking team makes. Take another look here, because the flag is almost immediately after that. And they're going to call a false start against Big Walnut.
Yeah, it's going to be the thing this year, especially on both sides of the ball. You can see it at all levels, right? It's kind of, you're kind of playing with the defense, right, with that sudden movement. And especially on the defensive side, you go off that movement sometimes. And you're not always looking at the ball. Good call.
So they back him up 5 yards. Shouldn't be an issue, as Jake Neff is an exceptional kicker. So after all the hubbub, we're back to the line of scrimmage. kick is up, and it's through. So converting the extra point. The lead now stands at 3 as Groveport-Madison leads with 4:31 remaining. Stay with us.
Find more than a place to rent. Find a place to call home with the Champion Companies. Be part of a community where our team goes above and beyond because we want you to love where you live. Visit livewithchampion.com now and see how you can make the district at Berkshire your new home.
Back for second quarter action is Big Walnut finally on the board. A touchback. That's what will down him.
Tyree Griffin receives the kickoff in the end zone.
And I'm definitely interested to see Big Walnut's defense coming out, right? It's kind of been a very, they've been on the field a lot besides these last couple minutes. So hopefully they're able to get a nice blow on the sideline, get some water, regroup, game plan a little bit, make some adjustments, and I'm interested to see how they're going to come out, Bryce.
So the Cruisers with 1 timeout, Big Walnut with 3, so perhaps a scenario where they may be even looking to get the ball back and perhaps a score.
Hey, that's clock management right there. That makes a difference. Well, all that depends on if you can get stops right here. That's a great first step, right?
Yeah.
Jojo Foster on the carry.
So Foster's carry not amounting to much.
TJ Miner.
So the clock crosses the 4-minute mark here in the second quarter. For Big Walnut, getting the ball back would be a win, but I think for Groveport-Madison, even holding on to this lead going into the locker room for them would be a win.
Yeah, definitely take a win. That'd be definitely a win right there. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Okay.
The ball comes out on a fumble. Scooting all the way into the end zone. They officially give it to him now. It's Bo Drake on the touchdown.
And that's what I love to see. I love when the big guys get a chance to do a dance in the end zone. Way not to give up on the play, and way not to stop until you hear the whistle. That is great. Textbook big man touchdown right there.
And just like that, it only took 2 plays, and the Big Walnut Golden Eagles are on top for the first time tonight, and with 3:36 remaining in the second quarter, their second consecutive week with a defensive touchdown.
Just love it when the big guys can get a little chance to shine, right? Show off the dance moves a little bit.
So another chance at a point after. It's up, and it's through. So a change of events here as Big Walnut now leading 14-10. Stay with us.
Find more than a place to rent. Find a place to call home with the Champion Companies. Be part of a community where our team goes above and beyond because we want you to love where you live. Visit livewithchampion.com now and see how you can make the district at Berkshire your new home.
So really taking no time at all, and the Big Walnut Golden Eagles on the road are now leading the way by 14-10 over the Groveport-Madison Cruisers off of a fumble recovery from Bo Drake, who picked it up and ran it all the way into the end zone. It was a QB scramble. As he had his arm up, he was stripped from behind and tackled. So taken off of the 1, he's hit hard, and finally a sea of white bodies swarm him. Tyreek Ruffin was the receiver.
And Bryce, I want you to pay attention to that. That defense looks energized right now. A second breath of life has just been breathing into them, right? Watch out how they're going to be screaming off the line. Watch out how these guys are going to be going to the ball. These guys don't look like the same guys after that first series. Especially when you see when your big guys take it to the casa like that. I wouldn't be surprised if Coach dials up a blitz right here. Just get them, just to light a fire underneath those bad boys.
Little reward, yeah.
Little reward. Let them know, hey, we got another half here, boys. Let's go.
Cruisers really packing it in on offense. 2 men behind the quarterback as Bowden lines up under center with a whole host of runners. Foster is trying to find space and just doesn't find any at all.
Yeah, no, if you're offense, after giving up a big play like that, you just want to be safe. You want to take care of the ball. But you also got to be mindful of the clock. 3 minutes left. Do you trust your offense to maybe try to go down and get some points, knowing you're not going to get the ball back? These are things you got to think about as a coach, right? But I will say one thing. You know, kudos to them for coming out with a nice run. That seemed like a nice little feeler, if you may.
So Big Walnut, the ones calling the timeout now. Just want to talk this one over as they have 3:21, maybe even wanting the ball back as they just only allowed them to 1 yard on the first down carry.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what they're going to call for both sides of the ball, right? I wouldn't be surprised if Groveport goes back to that play action. You know, it seemed like they had a lot of success throughout the game. It kind of opens everything up for the Baker as a quarterback. Kind of, in a way, helps him go through progress a little faster, right? So it's going to be interesting. But once again, the key point, if you're Big Walnut, stay disciplined. Trust your eyes. Trust the film you watch. Trust your teammates.
So now 2nd and 9, 3:21 remaining here in the second quarter after the timeout. Rolling out to his right on the play action again. In trouble, but able to evade on his feet, tucks it, and just barely, maybe not even getting across the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it looked like it was a loss over here. But once again, what we said play before, right? Play action, pass. But Big Walnut stood this one, stood home. As you can see, he looked uncomfortable. That was probably the most uncomfortable he looked this whole night, outside of the fumble, of course. But
well, I think they really identified a leak in Big Walnut's defense, but Big Walnut so quick, at least to this point, to plug that leak.
Exactly. And it's one of those things, especially, it's complementary football. That's all it is. It's a team effort, right? When your offense goes out there and has a short 3 and out or a quick turnover, you don't really get a chance to, 1, get your bearings on defense, and 2, make those adjustments because it's a quick change.
Stepping up in the pocket, evades the tackler, has a little bit of room, makes a deep throw towards the middle, but it's a jump ball, almost intercepted.
See, if you're Baker right here, I understand that. See the vision. I understand what he's going through in his mind. Gotta make a play. 3rd and long. But you gotta be careful, right? You don't want to make something worse than what it was. He kind of got bailed out right there, but that's okay. But, hey, kudos to Big Walnut. Staying disciplined. As you can see, that was a zone. Everybody was looking at Baker. Everybody knew who he was at.
And on that one, too, I mean, I don't think it's all bad, as, you know, they're kind of in the same situation where if he would have recovered the INT, they would have taken over about at the 50-yard line. So perhaps kind of like a long punt scenario on 3rd down where they're just going to air it out.
Nice little arm punt, you know?
Yeah.
If it would happen. But it's one of those things. I'd rather have a punt and we have actual special teams out there to cover than to have 5, 6 linemen trying to make a play.
So the illegal procedure call will back up the Cruisers again. It now makes it officially 4th and 16.
Brody Hatfield back to receive.
Brody Hatfield right around the 50. End over end kick, kicked perpendicular to his foot. Peters out of bounds right around the 40 of the Cruisers. 2:56, so definitely a little bit of time for Big Walnut to operate. 2 timeouts to their credit as well.
Oh, definitely. See, this is what they say back in like your Thursday practice, 2-minute drill. Right here. What can we do? Let's utilize the sidelines. Let's go into a nice little script. This is stuff that you practice as a team. Let's take all this bleed this clock as much as we can. Let's be a little greedy. Let's leave Groveport with nothing on the table. But you gotta stay on schedule, Bryce. That's the key right there.
The penalties have set them back a few times. They're looking to change their fortunes, as that has been a common theme in the past couple of games. Handing it off to Burley, stutter steps, trying to cross the line of scrimmage, gets about a yard, now 2, continuing to fight, make it 3.
And that's a good play. That's a good play for both sides of the ball, believe it or not, right? You got to feel if you're a Big Walnut, see how it feels. And if you're Groveport, you came out there, yes, it got a little gate, but 3 yards, right? Clocks keep ticking away. All you had to do is be disciplined. See what they can come out in, see what happens next, Bryce.
So now across, first down marker, give him a few more yards. Stump will just keep it himself.
That's good for Stump, right? He's been trying to get a little electric with his legs. Now that's a nice confidence booster right there.
So crossing the 2-minute mark, Stump looking for a receiver, looking over the middle, finding one. And that man is Gavin Harrington, who had a huge touchdown of over 50 yards in the last game against Dunbar.
Yeah. And once again, that's a great read by Stump, right? You can see he goes through his progressions. Right there. He kind of came back inside it. They hit him in the chest. Got something moving and cruising forward.
Burley gets the first down, pounds it into the secondary, and brought down at around the 15-yard line.
Right, it's like a bowling ball. If you're going to the bowling alley, the way he kind of just bounces off of those cats, right?
First down. Ball placed at the 15.
So now 1:05 and ticking on the first down. On the 15, need to get to the 5. Rolling out to his left, trying to find a receiver, and he does. This time, another guy from the mix, Dallas Beal. And that has been a story for Big Walnut. They graduated seniors Carter Dancer and Aiden West. So this is a pretty new wide receiver core led by Brody Hatfield, of course. But these are guys that maybe only had a catch or 2 last season, but they're really stepping up in big ways this season.
Definitely. And kudos to Stump. He's been trying to spread the wealth, right? It'd be real easy to go to Brody all the time, right? But you had to build that confidence with your other teammates.
And Brody Hatfield inching all the way to the sideline for the touchdown. Tiptoes to the left of the pylon, probably ran about 40, 50 yards parallel to the goal line before he finally was able to get it in.
Hey, look at this replay right here, Bryce. As you can see, he's kind of a little dancer right there. Oh, one that's right there. Got to wrap up. And he tiptoes into the casa. Doesn't get much better than that if you're Stump right there. He said, you know what, I can do it.
Just so impressed with the patience of that, the peace of mind to be able to say, the goal line is there, but I can't necessarily get it right now, waiting for that opportunity to open up.
The dexterity. Right.
They're going to take it themselves. Brody Hatfield will make a pass. Oh, my goodness.
Hit it with the lay. Okay.
We'll take another look at that one. They line up in that every single time, but this time snapping it, Brody Hatfield all alone ends up finding a man over the top.
Are you sure he doesn't play basketball? That was a finger roll right there. I think the kids like to say lay a little bit.
In fact, Brody Hatfield, a heart and soul of this basketball team, so a finger roll he's very familiar with. Some discussion from the officials now as the kicking teams line up.
And wow.
Home side wants a flag. They have not given the ball to the kicking team yet, but the officials are dispersing, so I think the discussion is over.
And, you know, if you're Groveport, you're thinking, you know, things are all good about a week ago, right? It was just not that long ago. We were kind of talking about Big Walnut and how things can get kind of scary for them. But now if you're Groveport, you know, you got to have to kind of stay strong right here. Kind of go into halftime, not do anything too crazy, and just be safe and not make any big mistakes.
So just 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Big Walnut, after the huge two-point conversion, now leads by 12. They were trailing by as many as 10. They were being shut out after the first quarter, but it only took 2 plays, one offensive and one defensive, and Big Walnut was comfortably in front.
And that's just kudos to them. Adversity, right? How can you overcome it each and every play? And they have been tested. They have been on both sides of it. They know how it feels to win. They know how it feels to lose. Taking that and be able to basically kind of put that into how you play. You know, a little bit of desperation, a little bit of poise, right? So let's see if Groveport can come out here and have a little bit of the same success that Big Walnut has. Or if they're just going to maybe take a knee, play it safe, and kind of talk about it for halftime.
We will see. I think the quarterback's going to line up under center. They will just take the knee. So we will finish out the second quarter in the first half with Big Walnut leading the way by 12, 22-10 over Groveport-Madison. Stay with us for the halftime show and the band show coming up next.
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
In that way, it was kind of like offensively kind of approachment and like he strictly kind of been more prone to do that because that's where like a lot of teams, especially like they've been kind of like college. That's what they're trying to like do that the counter. And like you can do it in how Big Walnut does it. You kind of not in the way that they kind of wasn't yeah, so you got
Ladies and gentlemen, the pride of Big Walnut, Golden Eagle Marching Band would like to open with a 2000 blockbuster hit from Bon Jovi. Featuring trumpet soloist Camden Hibbett, here is It's My Life.
That's when you see a lot of them do like this. That's when they can say like you're on the line. And if they say you're on the line, if you're not supposed to, that's when they take a step back. It's like, yeah. You guys need anything on Mark?
Nope, should be good. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll try. I was actually going to go with the
Career of Sir Elton John. In 1970, this single was Elton John's first top 10 hit. Featuring horn soloist Connor Chadwick, this is Your Song. We conclude our halftime performance with music made popular by Blaster Jacks and Timmy Trumpet. Here is Narco. The pride of Big Walnut, Golden Eagle Marching Band. The pride of Big Walnut is under the direction of Craig Porter, Joe House, and Cassidy Wolford. Percussion instructor is Caleb Mason, and color guard instructor is Megan Daniel. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Groveport Cruisers Marching Band.
This place means everything to us. This is where we come together. We do all of our birthdays out here. We grill hamburgers and hot dogs. We fish. I was about to give up. I was about to think that the property wasn't going to become mine. Rural First specializes in solving the problems. I made the call, and the rest is history. It was done. It made everything easy. Questions answered, walked me through the process. It was done. When I'm here, just feel peace. That's all it means to me. Peace.
Live and free coverage of Big Walnut Athletics, proudly presented by the Sunbury Fraternal Order of Eagles, serving the community since 1898.
You're strong, you're valued, you're loved, and we're just so happy to have you here.
This event is one of the greatest things ever, to see community come together and see people pay tribute to those that they love and those that they've lost.
Whatever it is you're going through, whatever it is you've been through, you don't have to go through it alone.
We'd like to thank all of our sponsors for their support. We'd like to thank Complete Air Systems Heating and Cooling LLC. If you want a locally owned HVAC company with over 35 years experience to do top quality work without cutting corners, call Complete Air Systems Heating and Cooling Wing at 740-345-2021. Sunbury Christian, it's about relationship, not religion. Sunbury Fraternal Order of Eagles, 3614, serving the Sunbury community and proud supporter of Big Walnut football. New members are always welcome. Reichert Express Sunbury, shop Reichert used cars right here in Sunbury at Reichert Express. Used cars right next to Tanger Outlet. We're dealing. Stover Excavating Incorporated, residential and commercial extraction services for the greater Columbus area since 2000. The District at Berkshire, find more than a place to rent, find a place to call home at the District at Berkshire. Brand new 1- and 2-bedroom apartment homes available now. Delaware Public Health District, join us at 9 a.m. on Saturday, September 13th for the 14th Annual Suicide Prevention Walk at Ohio Wesleyan University, hosted by the Delaware Suicide Prevention Coalition. Rural First. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Rural First, the leader in rural lending. Rural First can help you live closer to what matters. high school. Cruiser Stadium, Big Walnut leading 22-10, but it wasn't always that way.
It was not. It was not, Bryce. It seemed like Groveport was in the driver's seat, and now they're in the back seat, right?
So let's take a look at our halftime stats through 2 quarters of play. Pretty even so far. Big Walnut with 9 first downs, and that Groveport-Madison's 8. 60 passing yards, 64 rushing yards, or 84 rushing yards for a total of 124 yards for Big Walnut. 1 turnover, 2 for 10 on these, keeping pretty tidy. And for Groveport-Madison, the Cruisers, 54 passing yards, 74 rushing yards for a total of 128 yards. A turnover to their record as well, that ended up resulting in a touchdown, as well as 4 penalties and 32 penalty yards. So that wraps up our complete Air Systems Heating and Cooling LLC halftime show. And we are getting set up for the 3rd quarter. Big Walnut back to receive as they kicked it away in the 1st. They got to be feeling good coming out of halftime.
Definitely. A lot of good things happened within the last 5 minutes for Big Walnut. So, just kind of building on that momentum, that confidence. They're, like I said, they're in the driver's seat. So how they want to drive this rest of this half right now is on them.
So we will start things off.
Sets up the Golden Eagles 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Big Walnut taking over on the 20-yard line after the touchback.
And if you're Groveport right here, this is where it starts, right? Get a quick 3 and out, and then let your offense do some work. But you gotta stay disciplined. Try to make Big Walnut uncomfortable like you guys have done earlier in the game, and see how it goes.
So now with the snap, Burley following the blocker is brought down right around the 23-yard line. We'll see how much they end up giving him on the forward progress.
You can see on the edge that they brought some pressure down. I wouldn't be surprised if we seen that more, especially kind of how Burley was kind of bouncing off the Groveport defenders the first half.
Well, really, when he gets into his rhythm and he starts getting 4 or 5 yards at a time, I mean, he's a hard guy to stop.
Right? So I wouldn't be surprised with Groveport trying to put a couple more people in the box, try to slow down the Big Walnut rushing attack right here, Bryce.
Now the snap to Burley again. Burley to the outside, just short of the 30 by about 3 yards. It'll bring up 3rd and short.
And this is going to be big for Groveport, right? It's a 3rd down. This is the money down right here. How can we get Big Walnut off the field? This is going to be big if they want to make a run and try to keep themselves into the game right here.
3rd and 2. Got to make it to the 30 to convert the 1st down. Under center is Stumpf in the I formation. Oh. Catching the defense offside. So how about a free 1st down?
And that's one of those things that, one of the psychological things in the game. Burley's been having his way towards the latter part of the 2nd quarter. And once you kind of have a running back kind of imposing that kind of fear into the defense in a way, you can see they get a little antsy. As you can see, they call in the blitz. They want to get the hit. They want to hit him now, right? You gotta stay disciplined. That's the word of the game. That's the word, discipline.
And they have 5 penalties so far in the game, but it seems like 3 of them just handed a 1st down to Big Walnut.
Yes, and that's going to be your key to success if you're going to want to win games like this.
Will take it himself. Stumpf stays on his feet, crossing the 1st down marker. The ball comes out, and jumping on top of it is Groveport-Madison. We'll see who ended up making the grab. It looks like it was Tyreek Ruffin. Let's take another look at that one.
Yeah, before I was going to say something, it looked like Stumpf was doing what he usually does until he lost the ball, right?
Oh, that one not stumped. It was actually Jackson Barnicott who took the snap.
Whoopsie daisies on my part right there, Bryce. But once again, you gotta keep the ball secure. You can't have that right there. You gotta stay, well, I say, discipline, right? And that was great discipline by Groveport right there, not giving up when the play seemed over with. As you can see in that fumble, there's 3 red shirts around that ball.
So after an unfortunate series of events for Big Walnut, Cruisers taking over with great field position, finding a man along the sideline. Thrown to the ground across the 50, though, into Golden Eagle territory.
And that's a great first play for the Groveport offense, right? 1-2, quick read, get your players out in space, make a play. Let's keep moving forward, keep chugging along here.
Crossing the 10-minute mark. Ball on the 49. It's 2nd and 2.
Trips to the boundary side of the field right now, Bryce. It's just interesting to see what's going to happen.
Looking for the pass. In trouble, though. Thrown to the ground. It's TJ Miner with the 2nd sack of the night.
Sack lunch. He seemed hungry after halftime. That definitely can help your appetite right there. You know, if you're Groveport, I like the play call. I do a little bit of what you did in the previous play. It looked like it was just a stick, right? 2-3 steps in, turn around, look for the ball. Just for the offensive line for Groveport, you got to stay a little more disciplined. You got to keep the blockers up at bay. Great play by Big Walnut and by Miner by making them pay. You got to block me. If you're not going to block me, I'm going to have my free day.
Now, once again, looking to pass after the sack, in trouble again, rolls out, stays on his feet, being pursued from the backfield, wrapped up around the ankles, and finally hits the ground. It's another sack. Eli Helton, give him the credit all the way from the secondary, the infield.
Adjustments. That is something that we did not see in the first half. It looked like they had like a nice little QB spy. As soon as Baker got out of that pocket, you can see him screaming down the line like his hair's on fire to make the play. Kudos to him. Kudos. He's definitely going to get a lot of high fives and a lot of back rubs on in the film room next week on that one. That's textbook right there.
Just the ability for Big Walnut to get inside. I mean, great job even by the offensive line, but the pocket just breaking down.
You know what they say, pressure breaks pipes, right? And that's what they seem like they're doing a little more compared to the first half so far. Bring a couple more guys. Uh-oh.
A flag is thrown.
Yeah, it looked like they didn't give him a chance to catch the ball. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes back to Big Walnut way.
We'll take another look here. Yeah, he had his hands in his face, gave him no space.
Love the effort if you're a Groveport, but you know, got to play the game within the guardrails. Huh?
Yeah. I mean, definitely some ground to put the pressure on for sure, but that one, I mean, as we take one more look at it, just no space at all. He looked like he was guarding him at the three-point line.
You're right. He looked like he definitely can smell what he had for lunch today.
So now, discussion. So the penalty going against Groveport officially now. So after a disastrous last drive for Big Walnut, they'll take over once again. Undetermined about where we will end up. Oh, all the way down at the 49 of the Cruisers. So a huge break.
Yeah, definitely. If you're the Cruisers defense right now, you know, offense really hasn't been doing you a lot of favors, but you still got to stay home. Have a bend, don't break mindset. You got him off the field earlier. Hopefully you can get him off the field now, right?
Handing it off to Burley. Burley with his 12th carry of the night, able to pick up about 6 yards.
Oh, man, oh, man. So this is kind of getting around this birdie time, right? Let's get into this kind of latter part of the second half, right? And when you get kind of these bigger backs, you don't want to tackle them. You don't want to tackle them when the game kind of goes longer. And you can kind of see how the hole opens up. Defender's a little hesitant. Oh!
Looking to pass Brody Hatfield, the intended receiver. They're going to say incomplete. I think an argument could be made for pass interference, but it was bang, bang.
Well, they must have heard me talking all the way up here when I said they were kind of hesitant on that one, right, Bryce?
Cruisers, saddle up. It's third down.
So bringing up 3rd and 4, a big spot here, an opportunity to make it a 3-score game with the touchdown. Rolling out, finding Brody Hatfield, who's backpedaling, picks up the first down, shakes and bakes, is pushed out around the 31, and a flag is thrown as a late hit.
Yeah.
Looks like that'll be issued.
Definitely. You know, hats off to Big Walnut right there, right? Getting the ball to your key players. Brody doing Brody things, right? And it's looking like it is going to be a little late hit right there. But once again, credit to Big Walnut outside of that extracurricular, outside of the play. That was great, you know, doing something they're comfortable with. 3rd and short. Let's keep we're not reinventing the wheel here. Let's just keep the chains moving, and then let's just figure out after that, right, Bryce?
Yep, another District at Berkshire first down handed to Big Walnut after the penalty. Inside of 7 minutes, Pollock in motion. Burley on his left hip, 2 wide receivers out to his right, 1 to his left. Fakes the handoff, looking for a wide receiver. Jack Rigg was the intended receiver, but it ended up going at the feet, maybe sensing the cornerback lurking.
Yeah, and I like the vision. I like the play call, right? Hey, Burley's been killing them all day. And then see how the defense honors all that motion going the other side. Trying to hit him, try to keep him sleeping, try to catch him napping right there. And that's kudos to Groveport for staying home, staying disciplined, and not letting a big play happen right there.
After the incompletion, it'll be 2nd and 10.
Doubles on each side right here.
Timeout called by Big Walnut. It'll be their first of the half. We'll take a quick break and be with you just a few short moments.
Find more than a place to rent. Find a place to call home with the Champion Companies. Be part of a community where our team goes above and beyond because we want you to love where you live. Visit livewithchampion.com now and see how you can make the District at Berkshire your new home.
Back for some 3rd quarter action. Big Walnut leading the way by 12, handing it off to Burley.
Oh, wow.
Burley stays on his feet after the spin move,
He's not
continuing to
done.
pursue the goal line, and he gets in! Another toe tapper for the Big Walnut Golden Eagles as they score!
And like I said earlier, Bryce, it's getting Burley time, right? Look at all those broken tackles right there. As he's running through, getting ready to score, nobody wants to tackle that guy. It's kind of like a speeding bullet.
I mean, it's got to be the top of the game plan for opposing teams every single week is don't let Nolan do Nolan things.
Right? It's definitely getting Burley time right now, Bryce. Definitely getting Burley time.
Kick is up, and it's through. The lead extended now to 19. Stay with us for the remainder of the 3rd quarter coming up next.
Find more than a place to rent. Find a place to call home with the Champion Companies. Be part of a community where our team goes above and beyond because we want you to love where you live. Visit livewithchampion.com now and see how you can make the District at Berkshire your new home.
to the 45.
So not taking much time at all after the timeout. There was a roughing the kicker penalty called against the Cruisers on the field goal. So that will have Big Walnut kicking off from their own 45. A big kick into the end zone, and out the back of it will start off at the 20 for the Cruisers.
Back of the end zone. So the Cruisers at first down at 10 and 20.
All right, so if you're Groveport here, you know, looking at the scoreboard, it's not ideally what you want. But all hope is not lost. There's still a lot of time left, right? So what you got to do is kind of go back to the studs of your offense, the foundations, if you will. What do we do well? What game what we're comfortable with? Let's try to move some chains. Let's try to make some small plays turn into some big plays, and hopefully we can put some points on the board.
So the wind sucked out of this home crowd as they're trying to get their team energized once again. Looks like this one's going to go to Foster, who is consumed by the pile and brought down. May get a yard for forward progress.
Number 22 for Big Walnut.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Bryce, you know, kind of when you kind of get these big deficits right here, you can kind of do what you want on defense. And as you can see, you know, they know they can kind of stop them a couple more times with running the ball. They're going to be in obvious passing situations. So the Groveport, you kind of have to get a little more imaginary, a little more colorful on your play calling right now.
Get a little bit more on tape as the quarterback looks for an option. Shakes and bakes in the backfield, rolling out to his left. Flags everywhere. Will run out of bounds about 3 yards short. But we will have a personal foul penalty for a late hit. Take another look at that one. Potentially offsetting, well, not offsetting, as there was only a holding, I think.
And a flag in the backfield.
But Big Walnut's definitely just bringing pressure, right? As you look at Baker, as soon as he gets back into his progressions, he's immediately kind of on the go, trying to find an answer. And that's just different, right? He was definitely more on motion in the first half, right? But on his own pace. Now it seems like he just feels rushed. He doesn't feel as comfortable back there as he did earlier on in this game.
So after the reset, all the penalties are said and done. It looks like it'll be second and about 5. Substitutions, but that was kind of what they had success with earlier, was allowing the quarterback to have a little bit of time and make some decisions. And that one, I mean, pretty decent run despite the holding that may have created the opportunity. So, you know, not all hope is lost in terms of the energy.
And I think that you said it perfectly right there, Bryce. Time. Baker has none of it at this moment. And if you want to kind of take shots downfield, you need time to do something, right?
As KJ on the completion for Baker Bowden.
Folks, be sure to stay with us tonight. Join us on the OH Report Facebook and YouTube page, our main channels, as we bring you the Friday Night Pigskin. Always a fun one as we join Brian and Travis and all the guys back at HQ. We also put up the top plays of the week. Last week we nominated Landon Doan. Definitely want to get some more votes in for our Big Walnut Golden Eagles on the top plays. We'll nominate them about just every week. So a big play and a big first down will get the chains moving once again.
And you love that adjustment by Groveport. Like I said earlier, haven't been a lot of time been given to this quarterback. And as you can see, the play calling has been what? A lot of screens, a lot of bubbles. Getting your players out in space, having them make the play, not being so reliant on Baker and on the scramble ability right now. So if they can keep this up, I think they can definitely move some chains.
Back-to-back first downs, pocket folding once again, not seeing any space. Wrapped up by the shoelaces and brought down, give Eli Helton another sack.
Well, we've been talking about it. We've been talking about it. As soon as he gets back there, he's just not comfortable. As you can see, he kind of passed the ball once, and he kind of was like, hey, you know what? Pressure, the kitchen's a little too hot for me. Let me get out of here real quick and give kudos to Baker. He's trying to make a play, but sometimes you just can't make a play when everybody's tuned into you right there.
So it makes it 2nd and 12. We'll have some ways to go.
Let's see if they get back in that screen right there.
Now alone in the backfield after he picks up the block. Finds a man, each guy running into each other for the Golden Eagles, but they finally make the tackle and bring him down for a pickup of about 6.
That's a nice slant and flat combo right there. As you can see, one of the receivers kind of goes in the flat, and as the other one comes in the slant. That's a nice concept if you want to get your players in space. Not as as much as a bubble right there, but it's kind of the same concept. Getting your players in space, have them make a play. Easy read if you're a quarterback. It's kind of a 1-2. If the flat's not open, the slant 9 times out of 10 is.
Looking at this, Bowden 9 for 12 on the night with 91 passing yards. It's been good for him as he completes another one. A flag is thrown towards where the catch was.
Jake Neff on the tackle.
See what it is.
There is a flag on the play.
Might be legal man downfield, maybe?
Wave off the flag.
So the flag is waved off.
A little whoopsie daisies on the refs. Happens to the best of us, Bryce.
Take another look. It was towards the bottom of your screen right there. I mean, there's nobody in the area.
Once again, these quick passes, you know. If you don't have a lot of time, you don't want to run these long play progressions. So they're just kind of getting the ball out of Baker's hands, trying to make a play.
4th and 1, a big spot here, just 3 feet to the first down, looking to pass towards the sideline, and he can't come up with the grab right off of his chest and out.
Right there. That's a great read. The right play to make, but you got to execute, right? Had the ball, kind of was thinking what he's going to do with the ball before he had the ball, and you got to bring it in. Like we said, there's a rule when you're a receiver. If it hits both your hands, you got to catch it. I don't make it, I just enforce it.
He was all alone about a yard over the first down marker, but instead, Big Walnut will be taking over on the 44-yard line of their own.
If you're Big Walnut here, this is one of those drives where you know if you score, things can kind of look pretty bleak for your other team. And kind of bounce on the other side. If you're Groveport, you know if you're on defense, this is a big one. There's been pretty big ones so far in this game, but this is one of the bigger ones. If you guys get a stop right here, if your offense is able to put some points on the board, it's still a game. You're still in this. There's still a lot of time. You have another quarter here, but you got to get stopped. And I know offense hasn't been playing as much complimentary football as they should be, but this is why. Some days you got to have to pick up the pail a little extra if you're defense.
Fairly even distribution. Nolan Burley with 73 rushing yards and Eli Stump with 73 passing yards. Now handing it off in the backfield, this time to the fullbacks, trying to power through, pushes across the line of scrimmage and fighting towards the original line of scrimmage, about a yard short of that.
32, Taekwon Bunting on the carry for Big Walnut. Brought down by number 5, Nick Hodge, among others.
So Taekwon Bunting, the ball carrier.
Ball's at the 43-yard line, second down.
Bringing up second and about 12. Rolling out to his left, looking for a man, airs it out. The intended receiver was Jack Rigg, and he comes down with it. A dangerous ball, but great peace of mind to stay up with it.
And look, I love the rollout by Stump right here. Nice progression. They're able to see the beauty in the Red Sea right there, right?
It's third down.
That's what you need to do if you want to stay successful here at Big Walnut. Keep moving forward, keep moving the chains. Don't let Groveport have another chance to get their hands on the ball.
3rd and 2, clock continuing to tick as we're inside of 90 seconds. Stumpf taking it himself and not going to get anywhere. In fact, I think he's going to lose a yard as it brings up 4th and 3.
In Groveport, you can tell it's kind of sold out for the run right there. As soon as the ball has been high, you can see the massive red jerseys flowing towards the quarterback right there. So it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen next, Bryce.
So there is a man down, injured player, looks like stretching out the hamstring for him. I believe the injured man is Jamari Gordon, the sophomore running back. Oh no, that one number 28, Malachi Shepard Longhorn. He is up and on his feet, back to the sideline on his own weight. That's what you like to see.
Love to see that. Love to see that.
So 4th and 2nd, we'll see what they decide to do. So Burley and Stumpf are in, so it looks like they're going to run the offense here on 4th and 2, just inside of Cruiser territory. Handing it off to Burley, gets the first down as he pounds into the pile.
If it's not broke, why fix it? You gotta give it to your playmaker, the money maker, Burley, right now. This right here, this right now is Burley time.
Already 5 touchdowns on the season. We're in week 3.
Man, that is so crazy right now.
Looks like they will walk this out to end the 3rd quarter or so. Just 12 minutes of play remain here in this ball game. Stay with us for the 4th quarter coming up next.
You're strong, you're valued, you're loved, and we are just so happy to have you here.
This event is one of the greatest things ever, to see community come together and see people pay tribute to those that they love and those that they've lost.
Whatever it is you're going through, whatever it is you've been through, you don't have to go through it alone.
Fourth quarter here with the OH report. Big Walnut leading 29-10. The lead has really ballooned here in the second half as Nolan Burley fights across the first down marker for another first down, a 12-yard pickup.
And if you're Big Walnut, that's what you want to see. Tick, tick, tick. Move those chains, let that clock bleed. If you keep doing that a couple more times, you'll be in a pretty good place if you're Big Walnut.
So some substitutions. It is a district at Berkshire first down. Residing on the 36-yard line. Take over once again with the new set. Burley on his left hip, a wide receiver wide on either side of him. Let's go with Burley again. He leaps over the tackler who was going low. Maybe got an extra yard out of it.
Also in on the play, number 98.
Clock continuing to tick, and that's Exactly what they're hoping for here.
Exactly. Exactly, Bryce. Like we said before, it's Burley time, right? There's no need to really get real fancy with anything. It's just kind of, hey, you got a guy right here. Let's just make it like that's guys make do play sometimes, right?
Lone backfield. Stumpf looks to the sideline. Hatfield can't hold on to it. It'll bring up 3rd down and 9.
Oh, it looked like we had some extracurriculars in the field right there, Bryce.
So a flag is thrown. We'll see if we got what happened there. It was towards the line of scrimmage, which we didn't have. A personal foul against Big Walnut. I think they declined it. So liking the 3rd and 9 scenario, I suppose.
Definitely, I definitely see the vision. We're trying to get off the field, right? Trying to preserve as much clock as possible. And honestly, the way that Big Walnut's been moving the ball, yeah, it's kind of be a gamble right there as well. So if they can get stopped right here, Groveport, that's something that you need to stay in this game, Bryce.
So discussion being had with the official along the sideline and the Cruiser coach. Still waiting. I think we're back. Yeah, officials taking position. 10:40 remaining here in the 4th quarter. 3rd and 9. Have to get it to the 22-yard line to convert. 3 wide receiver look. Fakes the handoff, rolling back, finding
Screen.
Hatfield. Hatfield with space. He's going to go all the way, completely untouched. Daylight ahead of him, and he takes advantage.
Throw your hand in the ring if you're Hatfield. That is what we like to see. He's tiptoeing to the casa.
Take another look at that one. As soon as he saw the daylight, I mean, it was just a shot out of a cannon straight towards the goal line.
Oh, yeah. And that's what you love to see from Hatfield. He's capable of making those big plays, and it was just due. It was due. I was waiting for when he's going to do it, and, hey, he was like, hey, I got you. Josh, don't worry.
So now leading by 25 points and the extra point to make it 26. Once again, we will take a break as the lead is now extended to 26. Big Walnut running away with this one, 36-10 over Groveport-Madison. Stay with us.
Find more than a place to rent. Find a place to call home with the Champion Companies. Be part of a community where our team goes above and beyond because we want you to love where you live. Visit livewithchampion.com now and see how you can make the district at Berkshire your new home.
So more of the same as Big Walnut scores once again, this time on a sling from Eli Stumpf to Brody Hatfield. Fielding that one around the 2-yard line. Able to move parallel, but not much else. They'll start around the 16-yard line.
Brought down by number 37.
And kudos right there. You know, trying to make something out of nothing on the return. Trying to spark this offense, spark the team, and, you know, just kind of did it get as much as you like. But, hey, kudos once again for the effort.
So you watching at home, a lot of great plays so far tonight Feel free to vote which one you think was your favorite. One of the touchdowns, or perhaps was it the defensive touchdown from Bo Drake, who ran it all the way in? What are you thinking, Josh?
Oh, I think the defensive touchdown. Like I said, I'm just a big fan when the big guy gets a chance to go to the casa.
So it'll be the second time a defensive touchdown for Big Walnut makes the top 10 with the OH report.
Now that's a good. Oh, it's a good streak to have your Big Walnut.
Baker
Bowden taken to the ground. This time, credit the tackle to Cole Swanger.
And if you're Groveport right here, I mean, unfortunately, this is obvious passing situations. Kind of have to be. And if you're Big Walnut, you gotta stay disciplined. Don't let anything pass you. Keep everything in front of you. And it's going to have to just be maybe just an old-fashioned shootout if you're Groveport.
It's now in a 4-score game, handing it off inside. Able to pick up a couple of yards, but not enough to get back to the original line of scrimmage. In fact, not even close. It'll be 3rd and 15, it looks like.
JoJo Foster on the carry for the Cruisers. Brought down by number 60.
3rd and a mile.
Sets up 3rd down.
It's not a lot of 3rd and 15 plays you can call, Bryce, but if you're the coach right here, you kind of have to go deep in the playbook, see what you got, see what your players are made of, and have a little pride, see what you guys can pick up. Obviously, I wouldn't be surprised if they go for 4th. So if they kind of do something underneath, make it a little more 4th and manageable, I kind of expect it to go see that right now.
The back against the wall, you're saying aim for about half or so?
I would say so.
And throw offline, off the hands of the receiver. It was low and outside. It would have been a tough one for Jaleel Jackson to come up with.
Yeah, and unfortunately, it's 4th and 15, 4th in the lot. Let's just say it like that. Can't really go for it right here. You're kind of just setting your defense up for a horrible situation. So, as much as a coach, you do not want to punt it, you unfortunately kind of have to swallow your pride and punt this one away.
Punting out of their own end zone. Brody Hatfield back to receive once again. Already had an incredible return earlier. This one end over end off Hatfield's hands. Does a great job of staying with it. And finally punched down from behind.
Sometimes you run away from the ball and the ball runs towards you, right?
Brody Hatfield collecting the punch. He is brought down by the Cruisers number 16.
We also do a Friday Night Phenom on the Friday Night Pigskin with the OH report, but I think that one is going to be spoken for by Mr. Burley.
At the 47.
All right, so if you're Big Walnut here, this is going to be a classic, even though it's 8 minutes, I'll say kind of like a 4-minute offense to close the game, right? You can see them kind of take their time. Definitely might run the in-between plays until the play clock gets in within 10 seconds. Trying to bleed as much as this is possible so you guys can get home.
Handing it off. This one looks like not Burley. They pick him up and try to drag him backwards.
Number 32, Taquan Bunting.
So that was Taquan Bunting. Usually in the fullback position blocking for Burley, but they do love to hand the ball off him. He's such a powerful runner.
And as they should, he's been blocking his butt off this whole game. So it's nice, in a way, just kind of rewarding the big man. It's kind of like in basketball sometimes. If you have a big man getting the rebound, it's always nice just to feed him a little bit,
Spoken like a true fullback. So now out of the gun. Man on his left hip, 2 wide receivers out to his left. Slow it down. Again, no play clock. Time kept by the back judge. Bunting once again gets the first down and a mile more as he's taken down at the 31.
And Bunting is hunting for red jerseys. I'll tell you what, I love how he goes into contact, and maybe that's the fullback in me talking, right? But the way I like his vision. He's maneuvering his way through the line, and he's just finding the crease. And that's all you can do, especially right now. It's just chopping away in this rushing attack, or not in a rush. You're just sawing away. And that, if you're a Big Walnut, you're kind of thinking about, hey, what kind of pizza toppings do I want after this game, right?
Burley just shy of 100 yards, 91 to be exact, 17 carries for an average of 5.4 per carry. Bunting once again wrapping it up and falling just a few yards short of the first down marker. It'll bring up 2nd and short.
Bunting once again on the carry for Big Walnut.
Stumpf 8 for 13 on the night, 113 passing yards, passing touchdown, and 1 interception.
Good box score. Good box score for Stumpf tonight. He's been showing his poise. He's been showing just his, like, the maturity at the position tonight. And him going through his reads, knowing when to tuck it. You know, I know he had a fumble, but not letting that get in his head. It's really kind of showing what this Big Walnut football team is all about, which is just going and power through adversity.
Once again to Bunting. But even last season, you know, we saw Eli Stumpf on the basketball court, and phenomenal basketball player, great scorer, but sometimes, you know, had the tendency that young guys do to try to do too much, to try to take over in games, forcing shots. But not only has he matured physically over the summer from what we've seen, I mean, he's much larger, but I think also mentally as well, he's matured a lot, and, you know, having or looking for the right guy, looking for the right opportunities, not necessarily trying to thread the needle every single time. I think situationally is a lot smarter.
Definitely. And it's not all the time trying to make the best play. It's just making the right play, right? It could have been a lot of times he could have just tucked it, could have been a little more selfish, could have done things of that nature. But taking his time, finding the right receiver at the time to – and when he doesn't see anybody, hey, just pick up a couple of yards, let's see another day, and let the offense stay alive. Those are the type of things you need. You want to make a deep run these playoffs, right? So, I mean, basically the skill set of the players you're going to be facing in the playoffs are just going to be a little better, right? So you can't have those silly mistakes if you want to win some games, especially when you want to play in December.
Groveport-Madison, a Division I school, so much larger than Big Walnut. Definitely a good challenge for them, and they did put up a great fight in the first quarter. I mean, it looked scary there for Big Walnut, but just a couple of plays and a few short moments, Big Walnut took the lead and really just never looked back.
Never even took a glance in that rear view mirror, Bryce, and as they should, they just kind of put their foot on the gas and kept on going. And Groveport just hasn't been able to catch up, you know, haven't been able to catch a break. You know, kind of one of the things we kind of like didn't really mention, it took them a long time to score. And as they kind of got down, I felt like they just haven't been comfortable, and it kind of has been shown on offense and even on defense as well. Kind of always being in, as we just saw, kind of always being in not the driver's seat, right? And one of the key messages we said earlier in the game is like they need to be in control.
5-yard penalty.
So you get a look at the offside so clear.
I wonder how the refs got that one right.
So now 2nd and 5. Inside of 4 minutes, the clock continues to tick.
Tick, tick, tick. Big Walnut's doing Big Walnut things right here, Bryce.
Bunting is brought down, but not before a gain of several.
Big Walnut brought down by number 95. That is Trayshawn Walden.
And Big Walnut's just showing Groveport who's in charge right now, right here. You know, as they're kind of progressing down the field, if you're Groveport right now, if you don't get stopped, you're kind of looking at the clock, you're saying, hey, but you might not even get to see the ball back on offense. So, you know, things might seem bleak, but, you know, it's just kind of having that pride and just kind of forgetting about what happened before and just focus on this play right here, right now. Hey, I don't care what happened. Let's get stopped. Let's try to make something happen out of nothing.
Bunting looking for space, doesn't find anything as he runs into a couple of red jerseys that bring him down. So it brings up 4th down and about 2. Doesn't look like they're subbing on the kicking team.
Now, if you're Big Walnut here, Bryce, kind of you don't come on this way down here this late in the game just to kick a field goal, right?
Getting the play from the sideline.
You know, everybody in the stadium knows that they're going for it.
Yes. Under center now. And so they waited until there was 1 second on the play clock. I don't think you could, but I could hear the back judge counting down from 5, and right at 1, they ended up calling the timeout. That is at the 2-minute mark.
Right? I feel like we're watching Cowboys-Eagles with that 2-minute stoppage right here. Probably getting things ready for New York.
That was a tough one as a Cowboys fan, huh?
Oh, man, yeah. Hey, you know, we played a good game, but, you know, trying to make the Eagles spoil their fun, but just didn't work out like that.
You got to be happy with Dak Prescott, though. I mean, a couple of them bounced off the hands of the receiver, but he was slinging the ball.
He was letting that thing sink. Letting that thing sink. And, you know, hey, he gets a lot of hate online, but I think he's a great quarterback when he's able and healthy. He just needs a little more help, and I like the George Pickens pick up. And, you know, if you're CD, you just got to catch those balls, man. That's why we're paying you all that money. But enough of that. Enough of that. You guys don't want to hear me cry on the stream, so.
Sure, you have it on your other screen, but the Chargers leading the Chiefs. A whole bunch of games going on the OH Report network as well.
Man, it's back, and I love that. Oof, all 3 days, football.
So easily picks up the 1st down. The clock will continue. Well, it will stop until they get to the line of scrimmage. Taking as much time as they can. Again, be sure to stay with us after the conclusion of this game as we bring you the MVP interview and the post-game show.
Yeah, if you're Groveport right here, this is kind of demoralizing, right? And you're kind of wondering, what are you going to do, right? If it's Big Walnut, going to be aggressive here, going to try to saw it away, put the final nail in the coffin, or are they going to just kind of let the formalities go out and kind of get into the next week and focus on next week?
Bunting another carry as the clock approaches the 60-second mark. Another look on our Reichert Express Sunbury instant replay. Continuing to take their time as we're inside of 1 minute now, crossing the 40-second mark.
Yeah, it looks like this is the best and most fun formation if you're an offense. It's called a victory.
And so they will walk it off. And there you have it. The Big Walnut Golden Eagles run away with this one. They were down 10-0 against Groveport-Madison after the first quarter. About halfway through, back-to-back scores, one offensive and a huge defensive touchdown put them up 14-10, and they never looked back.
You know what they say, nothing like a Big Walnut party, because a Big Walnut party doesn't stop, right, Bryce?
So stay with us for the MVP interview and the post-game show with stats coming up next.
Looking for the best high school sports coverage in Ohio? You found it right here on the OH Report. From the field to the court, we've got it all. OH Report brings you local coverage like nobody else in the area, live and free. Follow OH Report now and never miss a moment of the action. Don't just watch, be a part of the game with OH Report, the future of local sports.
This place means everything to us. This is where we come together. We do all of our birthdays out here. We grill hamburgers and hot dogs. We fish. I was about to give up. I was about to think that the property wasn't going to become mine. Rural First specializes in solving the problems. I made the call, and the rest is history. It was done. It made everything easy. Questions answered, walked me through the process. It was done. When I'm here, just feel peace. That's all it means to me. Peace.
Live and free coverage of Big Walnut Athletics proudly presented by the Sunbury Fraternal Order of Eagles, serving the community since 1898.
You're strong, you're valued, you're loved, and we're just so happy to have you here.
This event is one of the greatest things ever to see community come together and see people pay tribute to those that they love and those that they've lost.
Whatever it is you're going through, whatever it is you've been through, you don't have to go through it alone.
Take a look at all the action from Friday night football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
Bryce with the OH.REPORT, and I am here with the Stover Excavating MVP player of the game, and it's Bo Drake, who had a huge fumble recovery, taking it all the way back for the touchdown. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So it's in a tough game, you know, you're struggling for scores, and that one really woke you all up. What was kind of the energy like once you got back to the sideline after that?
I mean, it was just great. Everybody has everybody's backs, you know. Energy's great. Kind of changed the momentum of the game.
And so this is the second straight week where you've had a defensive touchdown as a team. What do you think that focus is that kind of gets you all motivated to really push for those turnovers?
I would say it's hard work, dedication, you know, never get up on a play and swarm to the ball, never stop.
So you have such a dynamic defensive line around you. I mean, you can go with so much depth. How does it feel knowing that you have so many guys behind you?
It feels great. You know, you always got support. You always got a break. No matter what, you always got your guys beside you.
Anyone you want to shout out tonight?
I want to shout out TJ Miner. You know, he's pretty much the reason I got the fumble, and he's always working his butt off.
Awesome. Bo Drake, congratulations, our Stover Excavating MVP player of the game with a huge touchdown. Congrats.
Thank you.
This place means everything to us. This is where we come together. We do all of our birthdays out here. We grill hamburgers and hot dogs. We fish. I was about to give up. I was about to think that the property wasn't going to become mine. Rural First specializes in solving the problems. I made the call, and the rest is history. It was done. It made everything easy. Questions answered, walked me through the process. It was done. When I'm here, just feel peace. That's all it means to me. Peace.
Live and free coverage of Big Walnut Athletics, proudly presented by the Sunbury Fraternal Order of Eagles, serving the community since 1898.
You're strong, you're valued, you're loved, and we're just so happy to have you here.
This event is one of the greatest things ever, to see community come together and see people pay tribute to those that they love and those that they've lost.
Whatever it is you're going through, whatever it is you've been through, you don't have to go through it alone.
Bryce Coder, Joshua Anderson with the Complete Air Systems Heating and Cooling LLC post-game show. 4 quarters in the books. Big Walnut winning this one 36-10, and what a thriller it was.
Man, had me at the edge of my seat.
Let's go ahead and take a look at our post-game stats. In the books, 17 first down for Big Walnut, 113 passing yards, 165 rushing yards. Credit almost a century of no total yards on the turnovers, 1 and fumble, 3 penalties for a total of 15 yards. On the other side of things for Groveport-Madison, 10 first downs, 102 passing yards, 58 rushing yards for a total of 160 yards, 1 turnover, 2 penalties for a total of 85 penalty yards. And there were several opportunities where I think that they could have fought and gotten back into it, but those penalties were really killer.
Yeah, the penalties were real killer. It was just one of those things that they couldn't really just get ahead of schedule, or even like every time they had a play, a good sense of momentum, seemed like they shot themselves in the foot and kind of went backwards, right?
So taking a look at what we have up next, and for Big Walnut, they're going to play Hayes next week. We will bring you that one. We will be live at Delaware Hayes for the first conference game of the season, making the trip over 71. And for Groveport-Madison, they'll be taking on Newark next week at 7 o'clock. So wrapping things up here for the Complete Air Systems LLC post-game show. Go ahead and take another second to thank our sponsors. I'd like to thank Complete Air Systems. If you want a locally owned HVAC company with over 35 years experience to do top quality work without cutting corners, call Complete Air Heating and Cooling at 740-345-2021. That's 740-345-2021. Sunbury Christian. It's about relationship, not religion. Sunbury Fraternal Order of Eagles, 3614, serving the Sunbury community and proud supporter of Big Walnut football. New members are always welcome. Reichert Express Sunbury. Shop Reichert used cars right here in Sunbury at Reichert Express used cars. Right next to Tanger Outlets, we're dealing. Stover Excavating, residential and commercial excavation services for the greater Columbus area since 2000. The District at Berkshire. Find more than a place to rent. Find a place to call home at the District at Berkshire. Brand new 1 and 2 bedroom apartment homes available now. Delaware Public Health District. Join us at 9 a.m. on Saturday, September 13th for the 14th Annual Suicide Prevention Walk at Ohio Wesleyan University, hosted by the Delaware Suicide Prevention Coalition and Rural First. Tonight's game is brought to you by Rural First, the leader in rural lending. Rural First can help you live closer to what matters. If you're watching at home, please take care of yourselves, take care of each other. Have a great rest of your night.